Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Behind us is Dirk Hartog Island, and just to our right here is the very western point of the Australian mainland called Steep Point.
Yeah, it was a crazy journey to come here. We came here 3 years ago, but it was much more corrugated and a lot more like soft sand that we remembered. So
it was a full-on sand dune. Yeah, it was neat. So we really had to drop tire pressures on Bowser and just send it without flying the camper all over the show and having little Oakley still stay asleep. So the mission today is I'm going to steam across to Dirk Hartog by myself in the pocket rocket, the true kit. And I'm going to go on a big spearing mission, plus I'm going to start scouting around the place, because tomorrow night either just myself or Ange and Oakley as well are going to camp on the island. So bit of a scouting mission to work out what's going on.
Yeah. Beautiful
weather, but tomorrow's actually meant to be better. I think the wind will pick up today.
Yeah, unfortunately, we couldn't take the Mog on the Hartog Island. There's a ferry that goes literally just across. We can see where the barge is going, but unfortunately, apparently the Mog is oversized. Luckily, we can camp here at least. With Oakley, we've got a good base, and Chris can go scouting. So hopefully you find some good grounds.
Yes, I reckon I will. I've got a couple of points that a mate gave me, and I'm going to immediately steam over there and check them out. All right, I'll bring you with me on the boat. All right, I've made it. So I just followed that marker. It only took me about 15 minutes to get here from over on the other side. So Dirk is just behind me. I'm not actually going to go to the island yet. I've gone to this marker that was given by a mate, so I'm going to check this out. It's a bit of swell coming in, but not major. But I can really feel that wind start to pick up, so I'm going to jump in now. I'm so excited. I wanted to come back to Dirk Hartog since we left, which was years and years and years ago, and we were at the very top of the island in the Jeep. And the spearing was incredible. Never speared here, never jumped in the water here. Also heard stories of massive tiger sharks, so we'll see how we go. Looks really shallow. I'm gonna jump in, check it out, take you guys with me. All right, so that spot I jumped in at the start was unbelievable. That was probably the most target rich environment I've ever been in for spearing. There was fish everywhere, and a lot of them were really good prize fish. There were a bunch of bald chin grouper, and they basically taste like a blue bone, so unbelievable eating, like table fish. There were emperor, there was tons of parrotfish, all kinds of things. It was awesome. Problem was, as soon as I finished talking to you and got in, the wind whipped up heaps, and there started being this big rolling swell coming through, as well as some chop. It got too rough, and I was actually a little bit worried about the boat taking the sand anchor out with it and just drifting away. So I jumped in, didn't spend too long in there, but I did grab right at the end, as I was coming out, a beautiful spango. So this is a 5 out of 5 table fish, so I'm unbelievably happy with this. Now I did a poor shot on it, so I went down, started scratching my fingers on the rubble on the bottom to try and bring this guy in just as I was about to get into the boat. And then he started to leave, so I took a bit of a mad pot shot on this guy, and I managed to get him right in the back, right in the spine. Luckily the spear came out of him because I didn't get a very good holding shot. He was a bit far away, but because I'd managed to tag his spine, he was basically semi-paralyzed, so he couldn't really swim away, so he kind of swam in circles for a bit. I managed to dive down, just grab him with my hands and put him out of his misery with my knife. So I was very lucky I actually secured this fish. Now I've steamed about 25 kilometers up the other side of the island, so the east side of the island, to a point that's also been given to me by the same friend. But this doesn't actually look very good at all. This spot, it looks murky, I can't see any rubble, so I'm not going to know until I jump in. So fingers crossed I haven't come all this way for nothing. But because it was so whipped up on that other side, I wouldn't have gone back in right away anyway. So I've been scouting along these coves and checking out all these amazing cormorants as they fly by. In New Zealand we call them shags, and there's so many of them. As soon as you get anywhere near, you can smell them. They just stink, because that's kind of like their rookery in there. I even got some poo on the boat when I got some of them to fly over for the camera. So I've got a bit of a cleaning job on my hands. I've got fish poo, I've got fish blood, and I've got cormorant poo as well in the boat. Never mind. So I'm going to check this spot out. If it's rubbish, I'll head back, but I think I found a cove that Ange and Oakley might really like for camping tomorrow, so I'll try and entice them into that. So I'm going to dive before the wind gets a little bit too rough, and we'll see how we go. Wow. This looks nice. How's this for a camp spot? Okay, so I'm just going to go up and just see, is there anywhere flat? I'm just going to do a little scout. This bay looks perfect. There's a nice little flat spot there. Not a lot, but just enough. So yeah, I'm going to try and see if Ange and Oaks would like to come for a little beach camp tomorrow night here. Oh, it's so cool. All right, I'm going to carry on back. Really happy. I think that's the largest spango I've ever had, so really happy with that. So we'll fill them up, and that'll be our dinner tonight, and probably dinner tomorrow night as well. I went all the way up, about 25k up the eastern side to another marker I had, and it was nothing. It was a dud marker, so I think it must have been an accidental marker. So my only spot so far is an epic spot, but swell does come in, so I'll need to get out there first thing tomorrow morning and make the most of it. Good morning on day 3 here at Steep Point. Beautiful morning. So I didn't do much filming yesterday. The wind really picked up. The visibility went a bit strange out there. So I went out first thing in the morning spearing, got 2 really nice fish, but it took me like easy 3 hours to do it. By the time I came back in, Ange had all set up to go camping. We'd kind of all prepped to go camping on the other side of the island. The wind had come up, the swell had come up, it just wasn't good. So we've decided we won't camp on the island, but today we'll head over and maybe have lunch over on the island at least, because it is a nice day today. And originally when we came out here today, which is Sunday, wasn't meant to be great. So we're lucky, we're really lucky actually. It's a little pocket rockets over here. I'm gonna head out, just having some toast now. Can already feel that wind start to pick up, so I won't take too long. I won't do too much vlogging out there. I'll just do what I can, get like as many good fish as I can, and then come back and we'll just chill out by the camper for a bit or head over to the island. So that'll be good. So fingers crossed to get some good fish. It's really meant to get bad tomorrow when we saw the forecast. So get out there, get it done, and come back and be able to chill out. The things we have to do to please this little man. We're both absolutely exhausted, by the way, because this guy still will not sleep. We just, it's the hardest thing we've probably ever tried to do, is teach a baby to sleep. We just can't do it. So now we're kind of resigned to our fate, and we're like, right, he's just gonna do what he's gonna do, isn't he?
Yeah, we had a good motivation speech this morning, and we're just like saying, all right, let's do the things that make us happy, and if we feel better ourselves, hopefully we not only better parents and better moods.
Yeah, the pep talk was more like, let's stop focusing on what Western society is telling us Oakley should be doing right about now at this stage of his development, you know, like sleeping through the night or whatever. Let's just focus on what we can do as ourselves as parents, make ourselves feel a bit better, and eventually Oakley's just going to figure it out. So that's the plan, isn't it, buddy? At some point you'll sleep. Yeah, all right, time to get some fish.
Alright, I'm coming back from my morning beach walk. I'm already feeling so much better. No distractions, so no headphones, no music, no podcast. I find it's the best way for me to really focus on one thing, just like looking around me. No distraction. Yeah, it's my problem at the moment, just like being overwhelmed by multitasking. So yeah, that was really nice. I went all the way to the end of the beach. There's like a sandbar, which apparently is where from November I think till March, turtle mating season. So that's really nice to see that they've got a little piece of paradise for that. Some people don't really respect that. You're not meant to do beach driving on the beach here, and yes, some people do, unfortunately, which is sad because we're so lucky in Australia to be able to camp on places like this and as well drive on most beaches. And yes, some people take this advantage a bit too far, so it's quite sad to see, but I'm feeling very grateful to be here because it's such a stunning spot. The color of the water is beautiful. That really reminds me of down south in Esperance, so I can't wait to go for a little swim a bit later, although the water is actually quite cold, but that will be nice and refreshing a bit later this afternoon when Chris comes back from his fair. Now that Oakley has finished his nap, I'm gonna go back in the camper and make coffee. Alright, coffee time. Coffee time. Coffee time. Not for you, Oaks. Not yet. So Chris and I last year we had stopped coffee. Me was just mostly for my pregnancy. Chris, he had some health effects, mostly migraines, and we both felt very good without coffee. But since having Oakley, we went back onto the coffee bean wagon. But one thing that we've changed, and I think it helps, is we swapped to a better quality coffee. So we're spending more money on coffee, so it's organic and fair trade. And I don't know if it's just a placebo effect or if it actually makes a difference, but we both felt quite good drinking this coffee. So yeah, that's what we've done, like a simple little fix. We're also trying to not drink too many coffees a day. We're sticking to 2 coffees a day, and I'm preparing our second coffee right now. So when Chris comes back, it'll be ready in the cup, so you can have it straight away after spearfishing. He's done that before. Hey, hey. Hey, hey.
How are we?
We're great.
Excellent.
How are we?
Very, very good.
Ah, better than yesterday.
Bagged out and got a big cray as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you need some help to push the boat?
Oh. We'll see. I'm a bit knackered. Soft run that spot. Well, I did pretty well out there today.
Oh my
That made up for yesterday's disaster. Exact same place, but the water was pristine blue instead of green and tepid like yesterday. No big rolling waves coming in, which I have to tell the story about that later. But did so well. So this is 3 Balchin gropers. That's my bag limit for the day. I've got an emperor, which is maybe a spangled or a grassy emperor, and I've got a blue spot tuskfish, and I've got a big red western cray. So I'm really, really stoked. So very happy.
So this is the situation in the freezer right now. It's actually full, so I have to find some room to put all of that fish.
Just in front of Bowser is the most crystal clear, pristine water. So nice. White sand, completely clear water. So this morning I was over yonder that way, so that's Dirk there. And the wind had changed direction, so I think that's why it was so much better than yesterday. So it changed to an easterly, so therefore you've got the mainland and a large portion of Dirk blocking the wind for me. So it ended up being the ultimate conditions, and the fish really liked it too. It's just so fishy. So yeah, it was just ultimate today. So stoked. Came back at about 10 AM, so probably went out there at 8, came back at 10, and yeah, just perfect. Whereas yesterday was a whole nother ball game. I went out in the morning, exact same spot, and there was huge rolling, like 3-meter swell coming through, and every once in a while it would turn into breaking waves. So I ended up hanging out on the water for maybe 2 or 3 hours just seeing if it would change. And the only times I jumped in, just like green water, so you couldn't see a thing, felt really sharky and horrible. So, and there were no fish. Like as soon as it was really murky, there were just bugger all fish, especially in that spot that I went to today. And then at one point I started to gear up. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna give it a go. I put anchor down, there was still swell coming through. And as I'm about to jump in the water with my mask on, I see this breaking wave coming towards me. So I like dolphin dived to the back of the boat, slapped the motor into gear, cranked it, and just started riding this wave, this like breaking whitewater wave out of the zone. And I was actually really lucky. So already after asking a couple of episodes ago if I should change the motor from that 20 horsepower, I'm now so glad I've got a 20, because as soon as I just whoop, it just was so much faster than that rolling wave coming through. So I was really lucky. If that had been like an electric trolling motor, I could have been completely toppled. And then that was it. I got out of that zone, went to a different zone, and that's where I got a couple of fish, but it took me like an hour of spearing. And yeah, we didn't film much more yesterday because the wind really picked up. There was no chance we were gonna go camping. It was just too far, too windy, too much swell with Oakley. So today is just a completely different ball game.
Oh, that felt so good to go for a swim. That was definitely the second thing I was looking forward to today to make me feel better, and I feel again a lot better. The weather is still looking amazing, so we're gonna check how much fuel we've got to see if we can do a little mission across. Nothing really as extreme or as, I guess, far that we thought we would do with a camping mission.
Tons of fuel. Tons
of fuel?
Yeah. With this much fuel, I might even be able to go spearing again tomorrow.
Ooh.
Of course not. I wouldn't do that.
Welcome to Dirk Hartog, please. And we made it to Dirk Hartog Island.
Yeah.
Amazing. That was such a short but really nice crossing. I got as well a little sightseeing tour from the pilot of the vessel. And now we brought some powdered fish that Chris got yesterday, and we're gonna make some fish wraps.
Yeah.
That's gonna be nice. Yeah, very nice to be back here. Fortunately not with the mug, but that's okay. We can come back with Scallywag, and maybe next time when Oakley is a bit older, maybe we can do a beach camping mission. We'll see how we go. Yum!
Oh, nice. Haven't had parrotfish since the last time we were at Dirk Hartog.
Are you excited, Oakley, for the fish? Yay!
Parrotfish wrap. It's good.
Do you want some parrotfish? Courtesy of Dada.
Yum. He likes it.
Alright, I don't know if you can tell behind me, they are like some proper whitecaps now. We ended up coming back quite fast after arriving on the island. Fortunately, Chris made a decision to bring us back to mainland, because over there it was getting a lot windier. The wind changed direction out of nowhere, so we really didn't want to risk it with Oakley, and that was a good decision because there was definitely a lot more choppy on the water than on the way to go there. But we made it back safely, so all good. With a nice little chill afternoon with Oakley. So yeah, we all feel much better spirits today than the past, I guess, days and weeks. And we'll see you tomorrow bright and early. Good morning. I felt very sleepy right now. I asked this morning Chris if I could have like 30 minutes to myself to do a bit of stretches with the sunrise and a bit of meditation, which I'm completely honest, I really don't do it like every morning, and I wish I could do that like as a morning daily habit, but that's definitely not the case. So it's definitely kind of like a one-off, but that makes me want to do it a lot more often, because I feel so much better despite the lack of sleep and everything else. Like I feel calm, I feel really like, yeah, I feel happy like right now. I feel really good. So yeah, that's pretty amazing start of the day. The weather is actually much better than we thought it was going to be. Today was supposed to be really windy, but apparently there might be another little window of no wind for Chris to go spearfishing again. So that's nice that we can make really the most of it and really fill up that freezer, because that may be the last time that Chris goes properly spearfishing. Maybe we're not too sure, depending on the weather we get as we go south. So yeah, we're making the most of it. So I'm gonna just suck it up a little bit longer and go back to be with my boys. Alright, so the wind is dying down. Chris is gonna go spearfishing very soon, so I've got a short window to do one more thing that makes me feel good this morning, which is gonna be a beach workout. If you're new to the channel, Chris and I, we are really into fitness. We met in a gym. Chris was a personal trainer, so it's important for us to, I guess, keep fit and active on the road. It's definitely been harder since having Oakley. We don't train as much, so when we are stationary, like in a nice beach camp like this, I'm trying again to make it a priority. Even if it's a short workout, I usually tend to do exercises that I like, so that makes me more motivated as opposed to try to do something too elaborated. Alright, so this morning I'm using a 16 kilo kettlebell, booty band, and our Nike scent-free towel, which I really like. I've been using it quite a lot this week in different occasions, and it's a super nice product. It comes with a nice little waterproof pouch, so it packs nice and compact. It's been super convenient to use. And yeah, I really enjoy Nike products. They're all made of recycled plastic. We use the picnic blanket with Oakley all the time. And for any purchase made with Nike, they plant trees. So really nice Aussie company to support, and we are collaborating with them on this episode to give you a discount code if you're interested in purchasing any of the products, and that will be in the description. So now let's get into the workout.
God, it's clear. It's like the Ningaloo. Wow. Best day yet. Oh, very, very, very grateful for this. Cool. Alright, time to head back to Engine Oaks. Alright, another epic day on the water. Check it out. So good. This guy's still alive, so we'll put him in the freezer. So that's probably the biggest red cray I've ever gotten, for sure. And then I've got a PV tusky, good parrotfish, and another tusky there. Stoked.
Now the mission is to find some room in the freezer.
Goodness me. First of all, we put the cray on ice so it gets nice and cool. And that'll kill it, put it out of its misery, and then I'll probably just take the tail, I think. Pretty windy!
We made it to the western part of Australia for the second time in Bowser this time!
God, look at over there!
Not a day to be on the water!
Far out! That's so cool, the edge of a continent. Yes, we did it! Yeah! Hey buddy. Hey Oaks, welcome to the edge of Australia.
Too windy for baby.
Yay, the edge of a continent. I hope you enjoyed the episode, guys. This has been way better than what our expectations were about coming back to this spot. We thought the weather would be rubbish the whole time.
You've been so
we were
lucky.
lucky. Today is horrendously windy, as you can tell. So
Perfect day to drive.
Exactly. So I'm so glad that I packed up the boat and we chucked it up on the roof yesterday. That would have not been fun this morning, like properly getting sandblasted. So yeah, we struck the weather really well, had an epic time. Now we're gonna steam out, I think it's 134 kilometers, and there's one big sand dune that we have to cross. So hopefully that'll be without incident, and then we'll start carrying on down south.
Yeah, so thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you very soon.
Cheers.